The Premier League have backed the government's stance on safe standing, saying only a small minority of fans want to stand for the entire length of a match. West Bromwich Albion had wanted to run a trial at the Hawthorns, installing rail seats which can be folded up and bolted to allow fans to stand and watch a match, like on the terraces of old stadia. However, this trial was rejected by the government and the Premier League has agreed with this stance, saying only 5% of fans surveyed want to stand for the whole of a game. Here, Sportsmail's reporters give their views on whether safe standing should be reintroduced in the Premier League. Ian Herbert entirely in favour, because those many people who want to stand are entitled to the right to do so. Remember that the vast majority of stadium space will remain seated. With all seaters at present, many fans, particularly in away sections, choose to stand up in seated areas. That poses a genuine risk of injury. The vast majority of fans surveyed at clubs are in favour. Where he stands. For Matt Barlow, modern stadiums with their corporate priorities have drained the atmosphere from football. Safe standing areas would be a step towards restoring that while helping to keep ticket prices down and preserving the game's connection to its working man roots. It has been successful elsewhere. If it is safe, and it is safer than standing in a seated area, then clubs should be free to choose whether they introduce it and fans free to decide whether they sit or stand. Where he stands. For Dominic King, you've seen how it works in other countries, particularly Germany and Scotland. But the idea of standing being allowed back inside football stadiums in this country just does not sit comfortably with me. Standing belongs to a different era and I don't believe it would improve the atmosphere in stadiums. Where he stands, against Laurie Whitwell, football is just better when you're standing up. Perhaps nervously shuffling around, or ready to burst into celebration. We've all been in bouncing away ends, the atmosphere is that much louder. There appears enough support for safe standing sections. Nobody is advocating whole stadiums. So why would those clubs who wish to make alterations not be allowed? Where he stands, for rail seats are the most popular form of safe standing. Each fan stands behind a waist-high safety barrier to prevent surging or crushing. A fold-out seat is attached to each rail. When rail seating is used for games where standing is permitted, supporters are given a designated seat but the seat itself can be locked upright. For UEFA matches, which must be all-seater, stadium staff can simply unlock the seats and unfold them. Each seat costs around £80. Oliver Todd, you've experienced safe standing in Austria. It is working in Germany and at Celtic. England is being left behind, supporters are being endangered and others are being inconvenienced. Putting fans who want to stand all game in their own area would protect them from injuries linked to falling over seats and stop arguments about blocking views for other fans. Where he stands, for Kieran Gilly grew up watching Hartlepool, stood behind the goal, leaning on those rusty barriers, and it gave me that extra buzz. When I went to away games and I was sitting down, I lost a little of the excitement. I wanted to stretch my legs, jump up and down, have the ability to move, enjoy myself. I'll always back safe standing. Where he stands, for Mike Keegan, he don't see the issue with giving clubs a choice and I believe the research that says safe standing is safer than standing in seated areas. That said, in my opinion, reducing prices would have a bigger impact on atmospheres than introducing standing areas. Where he stands, for Adam Crafton, my stance is more cautious than many on this. I have seen superb atmospheres created in all-seater stadiums both at home and on the continent, so I am not particularly taken by that argument. I would, however, be supportive of safe standing if, as is often argued, it will lead to clubs committing to lower ticket prices and more schemes to entice young supporters. Where he stands, undecided. Craig. Hope primarily because my earliest and happiest memories of watching football were on the terraces. But it has been proven in other countries in Europe that it is safe and does work. So let's trial sections of stadiums at least. Where he stands, for